RPG Maker is a simple game development engine that requires no coding. Because of that, anyone can make a game with it, and apparently a lot of people want to make them. Every year, hundreds of low-effort games made in RPG Maker are churned out on Steam, and the vast majority of these are published by Kagura Games. Almost nothing is reported about this company online, besides the fact it was started in 2018 by a couple of American bros who loved gooning together to obscure Japanese doujin games and wanted to share them with the masses. Basically, they're the middleman to bring indie games from Japan to America.
Or, the West as a whole, but really what is there besides America?
Since then, they have published over 200 games, most made in RPG Maker and most priced absurdly high given the quality because they know gooners gotta goon. All of this has put Kagura Games' estimated total lifetime revenue at anywhere between 45 and 65 million US dollars, and of course I picked the bigger one for the YouTube thumbnail. My assumption is that Kagura Games is like a nuclear bomb in the RPG Maker community, disrupting perceptions of the engine and quality it can produce. But nobody cares, because who cares about niche internet games made in a relatively obscure game engine?
Me, I do, because these games sell like hotcakes and their actual content matters. God, I sound like the police. But the point is that the games people are playing and the stories being told to them leave an impact on them, whether overtly in the moment or subliminally over time. So today we're going to test my assumptions of Kagura Games by selecting 3 of their games to play just based off of general vibes. I'll judge them based on how they use their adult content to tell compelling stories, whether through the gameplay or just the dialogue, using everything that I've learned over the past year of doing just that. Yes, I do have a hyperfocus. Yes, I am unmedicated. And yes, this is educational YouTube. That's... Oh my god, just what the hell? All of them are just fucking massive, dude. And another child. The mapping is what I'm looking at here in the background. I'm not looking at that, but the mapping here in the background looks pretty good. And then it's got the large fat man here. It's all in one room in the screenshots. I like the aesthetic of this one. Hold on. Wow, that's a bit visually striking. This seems more like a dating sim visual novel, but it's a cool visual aesthetic. So this is giving me horrific flashbacks to Misha's incident. It even has a similar sounding title, Sayaka's Addiction. The whole game is centered around childbirth. You're managing girls and having them give birth. There's just so many. Look at that, there's so many. A lot of these seem to be NTR as well, which if you don't know what that is, here's the definition up on screen. Monica's newlywed wife. Well, I hope that one's not NTR. Yep, it's NTR. I'm learning about the recurring themes in Kagura Games publishing work here. Just a couple bros who love gooning to NTR. She wants to support her husband's fledgling writing career, and to do so she has to go adventuring. $10 says she gets NTR while adventuring. Yep. No X-ray. Don't see the point. Well, I see the point. Oh my lord, why? They overpriced the fuck out of these games. Alright, well, we'll put it in the cart. I can't wait. I really want to do Sayaka's Addiction, but I can't play another Misha-like. I can't handle it. There we go. Alright, we're gonna just do this. Kotoko's a little weird. I wonder why she's weird. Grotesquely deformed humans? Well, alright, we'll play this one too, I guess. Okay. The Black Guards of Odom. Now, the question is are they just black people? You just joined the guards in Odom, but some of them are black, so. Alright, well, you know what? I'll try this one too. Well, this is 1% off. Holy shit, this is all of the Kagura Games games. You get 1% off. That's huge. Wow. All right. Gaming time. You can't even see the game's fucking title.
Kotoko's a Little Weird is a game about a young girl discovering her sexuality, which, while a potentially moving topic, is a strange choice for a game.
You're something special, Kotoko. Okay? Damn, Mom. You wake up, first thing she says, hey, you're a little autistic, Kotoko, but I love you.
I think this may actually be a cautionary tale about the dangers of neglectful parenting, as this is pretty much the only substantial conversation you have with your mother, as after this, she stands in place repeating the same line for days on end.
I need to get to school. My mom called me autistic. There's no music. complete silence. Not even footstep sounds, by the way. Nothing to interact with. Let's go.
By the way, I think Kotoko's sister got axed because she is not in this game. Anyways, the main loop of this game is you go to school and increasingly take pleasure in teasing creepy men with your body.
I look to my side. You did not look to your side. That would have taken 5 seconds to draw artwork of her eyes moving. My chest and butt. Certainly nobody's ever called them small. And she's humble, too. Whenever I feel like this, some odd habits manifest? Oh.
This feels like the game's trying to say, yes, it's okay to be a creepy pervert. Women actually like it, which is very inclusive and empowering.
He's literally a mute. Tano's back, but he acts like he doesn't notice the unbuttoned shirt. He keeps sitting next to me. Clearly, he's acting differently. He looks frenzied, and he's trying to pretend he isn't. I'm trying to imagine this situation in real life.
Now, I've been calling this a game, but it's not really. You pretty much just walk around or choose where to walk to, and half the time it doesn't even make sense. She says she's going to practice volleyball, yet she leaves and there's nobody here, besides this creepy janitor, of course, so who was she practicing with?
I'll go to counseling. I desperately am in need of counseling. If the old man was waiting for me, then today's probably... What do you mean today's probably? What do you mean by that? Today's probably the day he assaults me? Maybe.
There's really not much to say here besides I think this is a fairly harmful narrative and paints women as willing participants in abuse. And there's ways to make an interesting narrative out of that, like maybe it's a cautionary tale about how young people think they want these things because they see it online, but then when it actually happens, it's quite traumatic and life-altering. But even though I only made it an hour before going insane from the seemingly endlessly exact same gameplay loops, somehow I doubt this game's narrative ever becomes more than I like old men touching me.
You know, I don't feel like this game's a net positive on society. They you know, spend no time getting to the point. And what are these two random, tiny, pixelated...
Zefira is about a capable elf adventurer marrying a chud broke writer who seems to have an extreme glasses fetish.
Please choose the type of glasses you'd like to wear. That glasses is bad glasses. I like square frames. This is a game for the... This is like a dress-up girly game. Old woman glasses. Yes, there we go. That's what we need. It's my lucky day. A collapsed woman in the field with grandma glasses. My favorite.
The game spends the first 30 minutes clumsily trying to make you believe these two are in a loving relationship in a setup for the inevitable NTR.
Rather than humble, I'm under-assertive and ordinary. Okay, they're really driving home the fact that this guy's a fucking loser, bastard, pathetic wimp boy. I wonder if that'll have anything to do with the NTR content.
That's a surprise tool that can help us later.
Okay, my name's gonna be Balls. Then why don't you start leading the way to your house, little writer Balls? Like I said earlier, I live a very secluded life. I could use a test audience. If it wouldn't be too much trouble for you, I'd like you to do that. This guy's very committed to his craft. I kinda gotta respect his, like, Buddhist monk grind set to only focus on writing and nothing else. If someday you'll end up hating me, Let me just walk into you real quick. Balls! I took you and your support for granted, but now I'm certain I won't be able to write any more without you. Okay, I love you because you help my writing. Well, I guess people have gotten married for less. I'm your #1 fan first and your wife second. Wow, that's an interesting relationship.
Besides the fact that she's already wearing a ring before you even get married, it's hard to buy this relationship in large part due to the clumsy translation, which is Kagura Games' only job.
It was my pathetic side, which I really didn't want to expose. I think you've already been quite pathetic, and you've been very vocal about, I'm such a loser, I'm a terrible failure, man. I don't know what you're talking about. In hindsight, I saw that my bad husbandly faith led to... What? My bad husbandly faith. Kagura Games, read that line back out loud and tell me what the fuck it means.
Anyways, after the opening, the game's basically an infinite loop of trying to earn money while staying pure, but for whatever reason, the entire world is against you and NTR opportunities keep appearing.
Yep. That guy's gonna NTR us. How did everybody just, as soon as we're married, they're like, oh, you got married? Let's get him, let's get her. Oh. But until then, they just didn't care. Could I ask you for a word in my garden out back? This is not the garden out back. This is literally 2 steps into the house, whatever. What I was referring to was not his work, I'm afraid. It was about you. Or rather, those bountiful hills nearly bursting out of your clothes. Let's It's a fire line.
The combat's serviceable, and there's actually sorta mechanics to reward not getting NTR'd, which is a good touch that rewards some player agency. This game's certainly better than the last, but the main problem is it's just very mediocre. There's no deeply moving storyline or exceptional combat or even exceptional art. It's all just middle of the road. Video games can be really impactful in giving you agency, but when I choose to avoid the NTR, I don't in turn get to develop my relationship with my husband. It's just the same scene repeated. So while there's some attempt at rewarding the non-NTR lifestyle, you're kind of railroaded into going that way, which means the game doesn't really use the medium to further a message or do something different. It's fine, but what makes slop is not being terrible, it's being offensively mediocre, which is exactly what this game is.
So far, these games aren't really using their adult content to tell a story, they're kinda just adult games. But if you do want a game that uses adult themes to push the narrative forward, challenge the players, and gives them a lot of agency, consider wishlisting my game Grimdelve on Steam. You get to pick the traits that will influence your story, make decisions that matter, and see how the cruel underground world affects the psyche of those around you. I've been using everything I've learned from covering these disturbing adult RPG Maker games and putting that into Grimdelve, so if you're curious, it would mean a lot if you check out the free demo, and again, wishlist Grimdelve on Steam. Thank you so much, back to the video.
They always end up covering the title of the game, don't they? I would say what is clearly, I think, so far the biggest tell of is the game quality or not is how much, like, obvious nudity is on the title screen.
This game sees you go on patrol as a guard in a town on the brink of ruin, but instead of helping anyone, you are just as corrupt as everyone else. There's absolutely no agency to do good here, it's just a cop corruption simulator.
You have a good eye. Those are the kinds of people we should investigate. Let's go. What? He's just looking a different direction. Suspicious people worth investigating will flash white. Did he flash white? I don't think he did. Whatever. Bullshit, as if a slugged like you could ever afford it. Perfect for racially profiling them. Yes! This is Police Simulator. Sick. This is actually a pretty unique use of RPG Maker. This is kind of cool. He didn't even get to move.
There isn't much in the way of story here. I mean, I guess the town's history is interesting and you're trying to get promoted, but really the main draw is arresting your favorite-looking women and then abusing them. There's an attempt at combat and random events like being pickpocketed, but these all have the signature RPG Maker jank. You slowly get new mechanics for your patrols as you rank up, like the ability to sprint, and this is a really unique gameplay loop idea, but the problem is that this game is incredibly repetitive.
Okay, they didn't want to come up with unique scenarios for every criminal, so they were just like, I found evidence, this guy's bad. Okay, well, this is gonna get real boring real quick if that's the entire game. Oh, it's different this time, it's nighttime now, and Theodore's here. I like the light effect, that's cool. You look quite suspicious, sir. Oh, it's a woman, and you know by the long-ass loading screen. This might be one of the most repetitive games I've played. Oh, actually, never mind, we have a new area to patrol this time. Don't have the authority to enter people's homes, but maybe I'll get that. Okay, I actually see a lot of ways they can upgrade the systems in this game as you level up. That's pretty cool. Oh, look at that. People change totally in the daytime. You can actually see them. Oh, never mind. The evil ones are still very clearly evil. Oh, cool. Now I patrol the brothels. And I can run! Yay! It's just a crapshoot. Like, there's no skill or mechanics, really, and fucking anything.
On the art front, this game uses live 2D models, which it randomizes when you arrest someone. Almost all of them, though, still look similar and can be quite unsettling. The unique selling point here are the animations that come with using live 2D, but because animating things is hard even with live 2D, this causes almost every adult scene to play out in the same way visually. Also, the game has a mugshot mechanic and saves those screenshots to your computer, and I just can't help imagining what it would be like if I came across somebody who had a folder sorted and full of these screenshots.
Did you see that? They just like, fucking exploded, bounced all on their own. You gotta see. Oh my lord, what the fuck? She looks like an alien next to that guy. Oh, ew! Ew! Oh, I really don't like that. God, this shit's terrible. I feel like this is actually like gut-wrenching kind of horribleness here. They all look the same. Am I racist? Maybe. Oh, God. It feels like one of those mobile games where you're, like, doing mouth, like, dentist work or something. Ugh, it's fucking nasty. This is just a pervert game. There is nothing of substance in this. How much more do I have to play to figure that out?
this is the same fucking thing as the... Yeah, I'm just gonna quit. Like, there's literally nothing of substance in this game whatsoever.
Now, normally I don't talk much about how the adult scenes actually look and play out, but that's clearly the biggest selling point of this game, but really it makes those adult scenes look a hell of a lot worse than if they just used actual hand-drawn custom artwork. This game can really be boiled down to repetitive gameplay pushing you towards repetitive sex scenes, and there's not much more to it than that. There are some attempts at narrative stakes, like saying a gang of women bandits are about and you might run into them, but this never actually impacted my gameplay. I just got bored really quickly with this game because it felt like I was in an eternally looping purgatory. It had the most unique idea of these 3 games, but ended up being the one I quit the quickest.
So where does this leave us? Is Kagura Games an evil company making millions off slop, or are they a gem miner bringing games that otherwise never would have been seen to the West? Well, neither. All the games I played today were pretty bad, but this just reflects the majority of games in general. See, from what I can tell, Kagura Games isn't really a curator. It's more like they take what they can get and then shit it out in English. Sometimes they manage to get a masterpiece like Demon's Roots, which I will continue to edge my audience on and not actually make a video on, or like the Rants series, but they can also get, you know, Zefira or Kotoko's A Little Weird. So I guess it becomes more a matter of, can you blame them for publishing games that are bad? You know, can a company get it right all the time? I don't think so. Do they know some of these games are bad, but they just need to make a profit? Yeah, probably. I mean, all of that can be true at the same time. What matters is that while their translations aren't always perfect, they get the job done, and they've done good by the community by releasing uncensored patches through their website so that the Steam censorship can't restrict the Western players from experiencing the game the way it was intended to be played, warts and all. See, in my opinion, it's not really Kagura Games' fault if the game they're releasing is complete garbage, because they didn't make it. They're just bringing it to a bigger audience in a form as close to the original Japanese release as possible. Now, it is an unfortunate side effect that they're flooding Steam with these gutter trash RPG Maker games that will lower the reputation of the engine, but I still think that a good RPG Maker game can always overcome that engine elitism. Now, I do hope that they can be more selective with the games they choose to publish in the future, because while bringing more indie games to the masses is always a great thing, if those indie games are garbage, it will slowly start to erode the trust and confidence people have in indie games as a medium. In my opinion, indie games should be a novel and unique experience that players can't find anywhere else, and when you start releasing a bunch of adult games that all look the exact same, for example, or all these friend slop games that all look about the exact same, for example, people start to feel like, why should I support indie games? Why does it matter? These are all garbage turned out for a profit anyways. There's no artistic reason for me to care about these games. Now, I've been yapping for a while, so let me take a step back and ask, what do you think of Kagura Games? And do you think I should add more big titty baddies to Grimdelf in order to get them to publish it? Let me know in the comments below, subscribe if you're new, and thank you so much to all the channel members and Patreon supporters generously supporting this channel and allowing me to do what I love, which is gooning in front of all of you. Thank you and have a good day.